mischief.
TUC. They are not consistent. That is my problem.
Why not?
You know, last year, it's good that I'm not dead, and you are also not dead. You were the one asking the questions. When some of us were fully supporting them that the much awaited strike, nationwide strike that they had given us the indication they would be embarking on, they needed to do it. You were here. They chickened out last minute. Based on the flimsy excuse. And some of us said, look, we have known this TUC under the days of Apiaje and Eduamankwa. This cannot be a correct TUC. Some of us called for the disbandment of this TUC because they were not making any progress in this country. Now, when UTAC, I'm happy Zaato brought the idea of UTAC. When UTAC Legon, was it Legon that said they would go on strike? That Professor Jambo led that invasion. Go and see insult. In fact, on various UTAC campuses, and you know UTAC is now divided into MPP and DC lecturers. I can tell you without any equivocation that about 99% of NPP lecturers voted against that strike, including Zaato. And I've told him before that he voted against that strike. That UTAC had no business whatsoever going on that strike. And he has confirmed it that as TUC, you do not enter into politics during election year to affect election outcomes.
So you think they should have taken that action?
They should have taken it. They should have taken it. It doesn't matter which, where
they shouldn't have backed down.
Absolutely. We are building a nation. What has it got to do with elections? If by going on strike, a party will lose, so be it. But they did that. My concern with this whole galamsey is that by the end of this administration, I want to see the water bodies very clean and clear. That is my only objective. I'm not interested in whether or not you use mask, chemos, I want to see the water bodies clean. But you can also discuss this without questioning the integrity of the TUC itself. Now, they have been able to visit various galamsey sites. Based on what evidence are they comparing what they saw this time around with? Because the last time you were not at the site. So you couldn't have estimated or determined how degraded the environment was. You are not comparing to anything. That is why I don't take them serious. Look, we have called for the revocation of the LI 246.
The movement for change.
The movement for change. And
tomorrow you become a political party.
Once we launch our political party, we will begin to offer constructive criticism to this government. You are saying you are going to go. It has to. There should not be any other explanation to it because we called for it.
Revocation.
Yes, and I remember my sister B and I in opposition, we consistently said it had to be revoked, so it cannot change.
Yes, it has not changed.
It should not.
We are very consistent.
You understand? Because you see, that singular act by the president through his ministry, it's a crime against humanity. That forest that hitherto were not allowed to mine in, you decided to bring a law for us to enter. Who will do that? Now, beyond that, we must go after the kingpins and the big fishes. And I'm happy Zaato agrees that prosecuting Wontumi must be seen in the national light. Remember that Wontumi's case started under President Kufuor. Why did we allow him to be walking about freely? Was it because he was doing something that was inuring to the benefit of the party, and so we didn't need to touch him? In any case, I am also for the full-blown investigation of Yamin and Abanga. As well as, me, I don't even believe in investigations. As for Professor Frimpo Boating's case, the report, the man is alive. Professor Frimpo Boating is alive. Why don't we do a full, what do you call it, commission of inquiry? Call the man, let us call all those that he asked and put them before cameras for them to answer the questions. If they are found culpable, we prosecute them. Why we did that? The man is alive. You want him to die before we say, oh, Professor Frimpo Boating said this? No way. When Prof issued this report, if you like, call him, the sort of threats on his life, including court cases, the number of court cases he has, just to gag him. But you cannot gag a man that do surgical operations in the heart. You can't. Even heart is able to restore. How much more you?
Mouth.
You understand? So, galamsey is a serious matter. But granted, this administration is not even doing what you are expecting them to, which I expect them to do more, because they
have to do more?
They have to do more. There is no substitute to that. I have seen what NIMOS is doing. I have gone closer to them. I believe that if they are allowed to work and resources are given to them, mind you, in the SWAL administration, they threw about $200 million into there without any resource. We don't want to have it this time around. We want any personal penny or city invested in this enterprise yield something substantial to save the people of this country. But because we cannot continue to have a woman have their menstrual cycle shortened, we cannot be giving birth to 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes, 14 legs here and there. That will not be good for us. We cannot see galamsey take place in the open when security officials look unconcerned. That cannot be, and that is not un-Ghanaian. What we are looking for is that if the gold, by mining the gold, it will destroy the environment. After all, gold is not going to rot. Let it be under the beneath the earth, so that we keep it there until the time that we get the appropriate technology to mine it. Then we can mine it. We still insist that the revocation of licenses must continue. And again, the Minerals Commission must be strengthened to do their monitoring role, so that people that are giving that, they will begin to let licenses, those that small-scale miners, put forward bonds. So that if you're unable to reclaim the land, they call on the bond to use the money to go and reclaim the land. It's a beautiful thing. What is missing is whether or not it will be implemented. I believe that he has to implement it, so that this country will move forward in a very uniform way and rid ourselves. Look, if you go to the World Gold Council's website, Ghana is sit in terms of gold production. You can't tell me that the extent of destruction of the environment is is very much familiar with China, which is the leading gold producing country. You cannot say same for Russia, which is the second leading producer of gold. You can't say same for Canada, which is the third leading producer of gold. You can't say same for United States of America. You can't say same for Mexico. Why should we say so about Ghana? And we continue to glorify it.
As in they are in the top rankings.
Yeah, the top ranking.
But their environment are not destroyed.
Yes, so there is a responsible way of mining. And until such a time that we get to that responsible way, we must not be issue our licenses as cakes to party apparatchiks and then people that have the links with people in authority. That is the only way out that we can deal with. But Zaato and his people must understand that when we are talking about the issues of galamsey, for now they must shut up, and then we will deal with the issues as a party comes out, and then take on this administration, because in 2028 we will give them a match of their lives.
Okay.
And sa omwa omugire mu ete eye NPP no a omu nyina afri eye de UP mu no omu enananom a omu ye buziafo no se omate omu na eye buziafo nananom no omu ne alanchemantin ene omu a omu di alanchemantin echi e party ni mu. There's one interesting thing. For a long time, even though eye fapem miensa ena MPP gina so emane party no, ya single out only one of the three pillars, and yamana be to say eno ena a represented the party eye dankwa. So obo dombo fo a ana obi bu se wo Jimmy fo. So oka buzia fo na ana obi bu se unim de woka. Na eye dankwa fo no ama party na be to say eye omo dia na sebio omo mpo ena apore ho kakra ama dombo eni buzia fo no. But it is something a manifesting. Now a party a what a 9 years say gina so. And the a 9 bakono say they are no more going to be part of that party, meaning party in 9 years. Now let's take our time and step back a little bit. So uchi when ni ekwe chireka kra, this is what you see. And the air play out and they say a year omo a omati omo ho abeti UP foforo no enya wanwane nie. Let's go back a little bit. Obeti de ekonase. And I said the ekos no obeti ase. Now, when you go back, you see this, the birth of the UP tradition, a coalition against one party rule. Osidian, the birth of the UP tradition. Senya UP ebaye. Also, say MPP if you UP. the education kit will be now the esin there yati UP for no betiasie. Now the birth of the UP tradition, a coalition against one party rule. Sa UP no adikudientia ye wu UP no na eye inkuo bi na keka omu bomu ema UP no ebe ye UP. Inti UP no enye nipa baako. Eye inkuo ena omu ka omu bomu se omu mpene se Kwame Nkrumah ebe di Ghana so ono nkwa ne party no be wini power. Inti omu nyina ka omu bomu se omu ba be den ebe stop Kwame Nkrumah se obey president of Ghana. Now, when you read the history, this is what it says. In the wake of Ghana's independence in 1957, Kwame Nkrumah's Convention People's Party stood as the towering force in national politics. But beneath the surface of this new public,